Hey guys, it's Michelle here. So today I'm going to be talking about my new hair. As you can see, it's kind of like a red ombre. This video is basically going to be a talk through about how I got this hair. Keep in mind that this is my natural hair. The hair that I had in the past couple of videos is actually a hair piece. And if you're wondering the name of that hair piece, I'm going to go ahead and put it down in the description box. And I also have another piece coming in that's going to be basically the same style of hair, except instead of light brown highlights, it's going to have blonde highlights. I'll go ahead and post a video when I get that piece in. So a little history on my hair. I actually went blonde, I want to say 2 years ago. So I have some experience with bleaching my actual hair myself. So after a year of having blonde hair, I decided to give my hair a break just because it's been undergoing so much bleaching. So I didn't do anything with it for about a year. Because I haven't done anything with my hair in a while, I kind of want to go for more of an edgier look because my hair only grew out to about my shoulder length. And I've always been fascinated with like the A-line look. As you guys know, I've done an ombre look before, but with longer hair. So I kind of wanted to experiment with the red hair color, kind of blending it into the black. As you can see, I kind of went with that burgundy red color. What's important about this though is that it actually has a brown undertone to it. So I think that's why the two colors blend together so well. Right now, I'm gonna show you guys what products I used and how I got this hair. So because my hair is naturally black, I had to bleach my hair before I dyed it. So I went ahead and used this Loreal Quick Blue. I had some left over from when I went blonde before, and it's basically just a powder bleach. So just keep in mind, if your hair is already like a light brown to blonde color, you don't really need to bleach your hair because your hair is already gonna be able to take the red color. Before I actually dyed my hair, I had to bleach my hair twice to get it to that point where it'll take the color. So before I actually dyed my hair, it was a light brown / orange color. So what I did to bleach it was I mixed a scoop of the Quick Blue with about a 1/4 cup of the 30 volume developer. I'd actually recommend the cream kind as opposed to the clear because it gives you a little more texture when you're actually putting it on your hair. So what you do is you mix those two together, and if you have really dark hair like me, I would highly recommend using one of these lightning activators, and it's called the 7-Stage Instant Whip Ultra Blue Born Blonde. So if you mix this in along with the bleach and the developer, it's going to help lift that pigmentation out of your hair. And this is good, especially if you don't want to bleach your hair as often. I actually used this the second time I bleached it, and it ended up lifting my hair a lot more, so it came out lighter. Just keep in mind, the lighter your hair is, the more that dye is going to show up on your hair. And I also added a little bit of Argon Oil to that mixture just to make it a little less harsh on my hair. When I was bleaching my hair, you have to be careful where you put the bleach in your hair, especially if you're only doing the tips. Originally, I put my hair up in ponytails and then bleached the tips, but I found that when I took it out, it was only like the bottom tips that were covered, so I had to go back and just bleach the areas where it kind of forms like an A-line. So I try to put bleach so it'd start low and go higher as you go to the back. So just make sure when you're bleaching your hair, you have a brush like this. I actually used a smaller brush because this is like a bigger version of it, but you're basically placing the bleach just right on the ends, and then you could kind of turn your brush to the side to give it more of that ombre look. Just make sure the color is dispersed and it's not just like a straight line. And with the bleach, I went ahead and left it in for about 30 minutes each time. So the first time I did it, my hair came out like kind of like a brown color, but it wasn't light enough, so I did it a second time the next day. I wouldn't recommend bleaching it the same day, just so you give your hair a rest. And make sure right after you bleach your hair to deep condition it. I use the Ion Deep Conditioner. You can get that at Sally's for like $2. and you just put it in your hair for about 15 minutes. So once my hair was light enough, I went ahead and dyed it. I used the color Brilliance by Ion, and this is in the color light burgundy brown. Make sure you get the burgundy brown as opposed to the burgundy blonde, because this brown undertone is going to make it so these two colors are going to blend together well, because I've used the light burgundy blonde before on my extensions and it's a lot brighter red. So what I did was I mixed the hair dye with a 1/4 cup of the 30 volume developer, and this is the same exact one I used when I was bleaching my hair. And I also found this additive when I was at Sally's. It's the Hot Red Intensifier. And this is actually the smaller version of it. They have a bigger tube, but that's more if you're dyeing your entire head. So if you add this to your hair dye mixture, it's gonna really intensify that red color and it's gonna make it stand out more. So I just went ahead and mixed this in with the dye. Once you've mixed all of them together, you're just gonna go ahead and place it on the bleached areas. And what I did was I kind of brought the color up towards the black so it kind of fades a little bit. I left the hair dye in for about 30 minutes and then I washed it out. And at that point, you're pretty much done. So when it comes to maintaining this look, I can't really tell you what I've been through so far because I've only had it a couple of days. But this look is really low maintenance in general because it really is just a section of your hair that's colored. And because the color is only on the tips, you don't have to worry about touching it up every time your roots grow back in because it's just going to be your natural hair color. And I'm assuming that I'm going to have to touch it up every couple of weeks, depending on how often I wash my hair, because every time you wash your hair, it's going to fade a little bit. And this stuff is really inexpensive. This hair dye was around $5, and this intensifier was like $2, and this developer was like maybe $5 too. So all in all, you're spending $10 basically every time you touch up, and that's really convenient. Given the fact that if I went into a salon and wanted to have this done, I'm guessing it'd be around $100 to $200. And I ended up doing this whole process myself and did it for under $20. So it really pays off if you do stuff yourself. So just make sure you're informed before you do anything to your hair, like bleach it. Make sure you have all the right products, especially to maintain it and keep it healthy. If you have any questions about the products I use, I'm going to go ahead and list every single product I mentioned in the description box, all in order. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'll make sure to get back to you. And lastly, I just want to thank all of my subscribers. I love you guys, and have a great new year.